What's going on YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today on Litecoin. Right now we're sitting at $184. We're up about 1.6%. I had 5 things that I want to talk to you about today in Litecoin. We're going to get into market cap. We're going to get into all different types of things that are really going to be important for Litecoin. And I also think a lot of people are really sleeping on Litecoin. Same with Ethereum. They're getting very upset, getting discouraged about them. And typically when that happens, that's when these coins really start to move. So we're going to dig into all this, guys. If you like me covering Litecoin individually like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down low if you want me to continue to do these Litecoin videos by themselves. And I would also love to hear your year-end prediction for Litecoin. I always love to hear that, where you guys think we may end up coming in. So to start out, one thing I want to point out here, if we go through coin market cap, there's coins that have billions and billions in terms of circulating supply. Litecoin, we only have about 66 million, going on 67 million right now. And when you look at that, you have to realize, guys, the supply that we have, the total of 84 million, that's only 4 times the amount that Bitcoin has, and Bitcoin is extremely scarce in its own right. So when we're looking at this here, and we look at even the max supply, what you look at there is only 1 million people in the entire world can hold 84 Litecoin. That's how rare it is. Out of over 7 billion people in the world, only 1 million could hold that 84, and that's with the max supply. So right now, only 1 million could hold around that 66 Litecoin right now. And that's how scarce it is. So what we realize with that is when money comes into that, you can see we have a $12 billion market cap right now. When money comes into that, the price can really move fast, hard, and aggressively. Okay, if we go down to this area here, and what I wanted to point out was our market cap. So last time when we hit our all-time high, we roughly got close to about 20 billion. That was about the market cap there. We cracked over 16. We got probably up to around that 17, 18 billion dollars, which is important. And whenever you see these really long spikes, you see this really straight up move here, we basically quadrupled the price or the market cap in the matter of about 2 weeks. That's when you want to be working those trailing stop losses. Take them out, just keep moving them up higher and higher and higher as price goes up. But what you can see is we have not had that final blow off top yet, right? So if we go back to the price here and we take a look, what I always like to do is look at volume. You can see during this bear market here, we had absolutely no volume coming in. And now we have these big swells of volume coming in. And what you want to see is when we have this big move to the upside, you want it to be on heavier volume like we had. Then when we sell off, you want it to be on lighter volume. And that's what we've been having for Litecoin. That's very important that we pay attention to this so we can see if this trend is going to continue to the upside. Okay, now something interesting that I wanted to point out to you. If we end up actually going down here to the BTC, LTC, BTC, take a look at where we're at here. And typically when we get this low and we've been drugged down this hard, we'll get one of these major pops. You see even over here, got drugged down, then we had a brilliant move over here, got drugged down all the way just like we're having now, and then we have those massive moves to the upside. It's not one of those things where the trend is slow and we just make higher highs and higher lows. It's these explosive moves. Look over here. Then all of a sudden we explode back up to the upside, and we're getting there for Litecoin. And what you can see is as this price has been getting lower, the volume's been picking up. So in my opinion, on the LTC BTC chart here, in the days and weeks to come, we're most likely going to have some type of massive move that's going to be coming down the road for Litecoin. The highest that we ever got was up to around that 0.032 in terms of Bitcoin, LTC to BTC. Now, if we go into this and it says you voted, so I hit good today, 77% of people are saying good, 23% of people are saying bad at this point right now. But what you have to pay attention to with Litecoin here, guys, and we're going to go into trading view for the LTC, BTC, when we start to see these things where we get very, very over or under extended, that's when you want to make your moves. Okay, guys, so I guess it's not going to happen for the LTC BTC, but in terms of trading view on the 1 day here, main thing that we have to do, we have to stay in this symmetrical triangle. So if we actually pull this here, do that, and we'll draw this for us. And typically with symmetrical triangles, and this is just going to be a crude one, guys, just a rough symmetrical triangle here. So typically they are trend following patterns. So basically what you'll see here is that most of the time we'll continue to bounce around in here, but we will break to the upside because we're going to get that continuation. The trend has been up. Okay, so many times these symmetrical triangles are more of a neutral pattern, but they will end up breaking with the trend. Now, if we do break to the downside, that could show an overall trend reversal. So we do need to be aware of that. But typically when you look at these things and we look at the time of corrections that we have, if we end up going to our date range, last correction took roughly about 19 days so far in this correction as we've been bouncing around. we've been looking at about 36 days. So this has been taking a little bit longer. We'll do one more back in here. We'll take a look. And that's about 19 days. So you can see this has been a little bit longer here. And what this could also entail is that if we do get a big move out of here, what we want to do is measure this backside here, and we would add it to the top. So basically, let's take a look at our percentage range. So from our top to our bottom, we're looking roughly at about 39% there. So if we take 39% and we add it to the top here, if we do get this breakout and we go up 39% roughly, that could put us up to around that $300 mark, and that's definitely realistic. Main thing's going to be, though, when we get this breakout, look for that heavy volume. Okay, always want to look for that heavy volume. It's so important for us. And remember this on the one-day time frame. Now, if we get into the indicators, I want to take a look at our RSI. Take a look here. And with our relative strength, we're at 45 right now, so we're not in those overbought conditions like we have been many times. You see, once we get up to around 80, 85, we typically get one of these corrections and we start to sell off. Right now, we have plenty of room to continue to make another move if we can stay within this symmetrical triangle. But when I'm looking at Bitcoin here, and let's go back to the price, or I'm sorry, Litecoin, and want to go back to the price here. We'll go for the 1 year. I don't think we're done yet. I believe this is going to be some continuation pattern, and we're going to get that next move to the upside that could put us over $300. People have to realize in this space, and especially here, guys, as we were getting in this symmetrical triangle, you want to see that volume drop off as well. And then once we finally make our directional move, you want to see that volume increase and that volume swell. But, you know, Litecoin's a coin, guys. Even back in October 1st, 2020, yeah, 2020 right there, we were looking at $50 for Litecoin, and we're up now at about $185, $184. You know, these are the moves that we need to be a part of, and what we're trying to do is chase or be a part of that trend. We want to trade with the trend in this space. You don't want to go against it. You don't want to be shorting Bitcoin when it's in an uptrend. That's just my opinion. You know, if we're in a bear market, go ahead, short Bitcoin all you want, ride the trend. But right now, this is not the time. Okay, and if we actually look at this, you can see how healthy this trend truly has been. We've still been putting in those higher lows. Yes, we did get a lower high here, but that's part of the symmetrical triangle that we're looking at. Okay, now another thing I wanted to point out for Litecoin, what we always want to pay attention to is the volume, the 24-hour volume. So right now the volume is down 8.66%, and that's typical when we get in these symmetrical triangles. That happens a lot. You know, guys, but in my opinion, Litecoin, you know, there is a big need for this. You can see down here, Litecoin is a cryptocurrency that was designed to provide fast, secure, and low-cost payments by leveraging the unique properties of blockchain technology. And I believe it's just an OG. It truly is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And that's just my opinion. You know, I even look at traditional silver, and I believe that's one of the most undervalued assets in the entire world. And I almost feel like that for Litecoin. You know, when you look at Litecoin and people go, oh, it should be a quarter of the value because of the circulating supply, a quarter of the value of Bitcoin. You know, I think that may be a little bit generous, but if we even look at something along these lines here and we say, okay, Bitcoin's at $55,000, let's divide it by even 20 here, and let's see. I mean, look at where the price of Litecoin potentially could be, and that's just dividing into 20 there, not into 4. Let's do it again here. So we'll go 55, and we'll divide that even into, let's go 50. And look at where that still puts the price at. So in my opinion, Litecoin is still extremely undervalued for the longer term. We really need to pay attention to this market cap. We need to pay attention to the LTC BTC chart, which may be getting a huge pump down the road here. But in my opinion, I'm not giving up on Litecoin, and I would love to hear your opinion down low. Like we've talked about, guys, I'm not into the tribalism. I want all coins to do well. I just think this is one that's been here for a long time. You can see how many people have it on their watch list, 323,000. You know, that's getting close to Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of the watch list. Many people are paying attention to Litecoin because they like trading it. It's an oscillator of Bitcoin, and that's why I like to cover it as well. So I wanted to put this out there, guys. If you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you, and let's see what happens in the weeks and months to come. Take care.